Lake Victoria. This is the second largest freshwater lake globally, located in between three East African countries, namely Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. The lake has an area coverage of 59,947 square kilometers. In Kenya, Lake Victoria is located on the western region, with Kisumu town being one of the major towns, enjoying its aesthetic values, including tourist attraction and fisheries. However, the lake highly depends on sound management of its environment, which includes surrounding wetlands, to maintain itself and adequately produce fish. Dunga is one of the major wetlands around Lake Victoria in Kisumu County, with an estimate area coverage of 5 square kilometers, full of varieties of crops and fish breeding areas and unique wild animals, contributing to the number of tourists visiting the western part of Kenya. Unfortunately, these wetlands and riparian areas are under threat of diminishing because of human activities along the shores of Lake Victoria, including fishing activities and pollution that are slowly killing the lake and fish production. Michael Otieno is an environmentalist in Kisumu.
One of the threats to Lake Victoria fishing and the fishery and biodiversity today is encroachment of the riparian wetlands. Most of these people are encroaching into the wetlands, destroying wetland vegetation and actually even releasing raw seawater and other substances into the lake. We also have human-wildlife conflict as a result of this. We have always been calling upon the enforcement agencies to ensure that before anybody carries out any development around the waterfront, don't go against the law.
These sentiments were echoed by the Director of National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, in Kisumu County, Tom Togo. Speaking at Dunga Beach in Kisumu town, at a tourist attraction site known as Dunga Ecotourism and Environment Boardwalk, during a science cafe organized by Mesha, Togo said that despite putting in all the efforts to stop wetlands encroachment and destruction, none of the wetlands in Kisumu County has been gazetted, which is a major loophole.
And we are also working very hard to conserve the wetlands. But we have a serious challenge. I think this needs to come out strongly. There is no single wetland that is gazetted in Kisumu County. And that makes it very hard to protect these wetlands. Those wetlands actually belong to people because people have title to where the wetlands are. So that is a major challenge.
Most of the riparian areas around Lake Victoria are the pathways of tourists who visit Dunga Beach to enjoy the beautiful environment. But now investors are developing hotels and residential buildings on it because of not being officially gazetted. He blames the National Assembly and the County Assembly of Kisumu for failing to push for gazettement of the wetlands within Kisumu County.
Gazettement of wetlands is done either through Parliament or the County Assembly. And this being a local resource, I think it becomes the responsibility of the County Assembly to gazette it. By the way, my office had written to the County Secretary on the need to gazette the wetlands that are within the city or even wetlands in the county.
At the same time, Shekton Were, an officer from Kenya Wildlife Services Kisumu, attached to Impala Sanctuary, pointed out that despite the government having delayed the gazettement of wetlands and riparian areas within the county, stakeholders must put in concerted efforts and work on temporary measures.
Gazettement is a process. You know, it has to go to the parliament, it has to do that. And you see, that one is a long-term thing. They need to involve different parties. Say we have the researchers, we have the NEMA, we have the county government, we can't forget about that. And then Kenya Wildlife Service can come in also as a partner, so that when we sit together, different entities, we can come up with a way of protecting fully these Sitatunga antelopes or the aquatic animals that are found here.
Victor Cheng Didi is a volunteer at Dunga Ecotourism and Environment CBO DECTA that has introduced a tourist attraction center within Dunga wetlands. He reveals that the CBO uses this as an opportunity to sensitize school children and the community on the need for wetland conservation, a move that was highly seconded by Patrick Mwangucho, a socioeconomic research scientist at Kemfree, Kisumu.
This year alone, from the month of January up to now, we've received over 1,000 schools. So that is when we get the avenue, at least to tell them more on Lake Victoria, the do's and don'ts, and what they can do in their small areas, at least to conserve or promote environmental well-being.
I think if the community is going to use information from Kemfree, for example, we talked of Kenya Lake Debris Volunteer Program, where we are doing cleanups and talking to students in schools.
Delia Saulo reporting for Mesha.